Hey guys, it's MarshmallowGirl, and welcome back to Black Mirror 3. So, we just got yelled at by our great-grandma for things that really weren't even our fault. I mean, again, we had no clue that this was going to happen. We couldn't have possibly have known that. But either way, we're on to our next little adventure. Let's see. I guess let's just look at everything real quick.
The castle looks really threatening from here. The gate is locked shut. A huge lump of stone. I'm no geologist, but it doesn't look like it grew here. It's apparently a survivor of the Bronze Age, like the things at Stonehenge.
Did someone tell you that? Men here?
It's certainly decorative, if you like having boulders in your garden. It's certainly decorative.
Okay. Okay, so we still have the fortune teller's card. I wonder if after this event we're supposed to go... Oh, let's go see if that's what we're supposed to do, actually. Let's go back to Willow. Oh, did you see our little dude just dart across the screen? Maybe not. I don't... It might have happened way too quick. I want to go back and see if we can call the fortune teller again and see if anything's different this time around. Oh, we should probably also tell the lawyer that we got a hold of the case file.
I've had enough of my future for today. Maybe I'll...
Oh, so it seems like a thing that you're supposed to come back and do every day. Alright, let's just tell the lawyer real quick that we got our case file.
Partners Chambers. Please leave your name and telephone number. We're in your corner.
Okay. Again, I still don't know how he's paying for all of this. That's one of the weirdest things, is there's no way... Okay, so hold on. I gotta... Okay, if I go here, there's a marker here, so I wonder if that's something important. So, go across the bridge and to the right. This is going to test my terrible sense of direction. Okay, so if I go to the right, am I still on track to... How am I over here? Oh, okay. Let's go to the right.
Then let's see what Murray's got to say in
Oh.
his defense.
Okay, we're going to the hotel then. As long as we're somewhere new, that's all I care about. Oh, hey, they got rid of the leaf pile. Is the car still here? The hotel looks different. Maybe it's just the graphics or the lighting. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's just the angle at which it's being shown. Oh, you can't even see if the car is still there. Okay. The flags are still here.
Murray stating his patriotism. The old phony.
What? How do you know he's not proud to be British? That's a weird thing to call him out on.
Paris. I wonder if Murray even has the right to use that name.
I mean, obviously, I again don't know how things work over there, but presumably, Gordon is a generic enough name that you could use it. I don't see why that would be a problem. I think that's the case with most things, right? As long as it's like a generic enough name, I don't think it's against the law to use it. I wonder if you could use the name Hilton. Or if, because that's so synonymous with the hotels and the family, that you couldn't use it. But if you used something else more generic like Gordon, you could get away with it, even if it was... I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. That's interesting. It's an interesting thought. I mean, he is blatantly trading off of their name, and obviously it's not like he's even trying to hide it.
Definitely not drinking water.
Who looks at a water fountain like this and like like if it was a normal water fountain, like yeah, it had like the spouts and stuff. This is clearly like a display fountain. What?
Wasting water like that wouldn't really be Murray's style. I guess it's rainwater that's pumped up again and again. Definitely not.
Okay. There's a path?
There are a few steps leading down behind the hotel. To the river, I reckon.
Okay, we'll go down there later. Let's go confront Murray.
Ah, Mr. Michaels! Welcome back to Gordon's Palace. We missed you here.
How's that? The last time we saw each other was Thursday, 3 weeks ago, when you threw me out of the hotel.
Thrown out of the hotel? How did that happen then?
The thing with the sewers, the secret
I was gonna say, he did tear up the room.
That ring any bells?
Really? Oh yes, there was something. Ah, well, please excuse me. I did overreact a little. I hope you're not going to bear a grudge, though, Mr. Michaels. I'm very happy to make things up with you. You'll also understand that I couldn't hold your reservation for such a long period. Unfortunately, your room is occupied at the moment. But you can have another, a bigger, nicer one, for a small price, really. And for such a room, a ridiculously tiny price.
So you've remembered then? Very good. Then please go right back to the police and tell them that you know exactly where I was on the evening that Miss Valley was murdered.
Was that the same day? Are you sure? Now, it may well have been. I don't pay much attention to that kind of thing. Why should I? It's really nothing to do with me.
You two-faced snake! I insist you march down to the inspector and tell him you want to change your statement.
Mr. Michaels, you're free. I don't understand your problem.
I'm only out on bail.
Oh, my congratulations. I'm sure that wasn't cheap. However, in spite of that, I still don't see why I should get involved with things that don't concern me.
You can't be serious. Thanks to you, I've just spent the past 3 weeks sitting in a cell as an innocent man.
Mr. Michaels, I really am extremely sorry, but I can't fulfill your request. My own credibility would be on the line if I were to simply change my mind. Unless...
Unless what? Come on, spit it out and quit playing around, you pathetic little blackmailer. Otherwise, I promise you that the murder series will continue. Here and now. No. Admittedly, I'd be the last one who's standing in your way. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do, isn't that so? All the same, I would like a photo of you. Nothing sensational. Maybe somewhere in the woods with a knife in your hand. So they can send me straight into the madhouse. No way.
Okay, think about it. A watertight alibi for a tiny little amusing photo. It's not a bad exchange.
You are one nasty dirtbag, Murray. You know that?
I'll even give you a camera to take it with. My best one.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Does it still work using a lever?
It's a collector's piece. One of the first instant film cameras on the European market. An SX-70. And still in great condition, too. 15 years ago, a very well-groomed gentleman handed it over to me as a deposit in my pawn shop. He never picked it up again. So, you can say that I obtained it quite legitimately. And now, I entrust you with it. Pay attention, I'll tell you how it works.
That's okay. I'll work it out. If I choose to use it.
But that's not all. I've got another present for you. Here, a brand new rucksack.
Let me guess, with his label on it? It's got Samuel's face on it.
And free food and lodgings for as long as you wish, Mr. Michaels. Accept it as a peace offering and reparations for the trouble with the statement.
You really are a few cards short of a full deck.
What a douchebag.
Mr. Michaels, wait.
What do you want now?
Forget the woods. In front of the castle would definitely have much more impact. The photo, I mean.
And people think I'm crazy.
I wonder if that's actually optional or if you do end up having to go do that. Also, I'm hoping that they fixed it in this game because it happened in the last game. in order to get the extras, you have to take pictures at certain times of certain things. I know I mentioned this in the first episode, I believe. So hopefully, so when you click through like an item like this, if you click it a number of times, eventually, usually, it no longer becomes interactable. Unfortunately, some of the things you had to take pictures with would no longer become interactable, so you physically couldn't take the photo even though you still hadn't taken it and you needed it for the extras. So I had to load up an older save and get back to that same spot and hopefully not click all the way through it by accident. I'm hoping that there's nothing I've already clicked all the way through in this game that I'm going to need for the extras, because if I do go back through and try and find the extras again, that's going to be a problem, because then I'd have to load up an older save and play all the way back up to this point to get the camera without clicking on anything unnecessary. So hopefully they fixed that in this game, because that was very unpleasant. Also, it's never very clear what you're supposed to take the pictures of, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like you just kind of have to click on everything with the camera and cross your fingers, which is a little annoying. And there was another section, it was mini games. I mean, the 3 that you could play were literally just 3 of the puzzles over again. So that's not fun. The last one wasn't even a mini game, it was just big head mode. So basically all the characters would just have ginormous heads, which was kind of funny and I wanted to show you, but as I said, when I loaded up my game again, for whatever reason, despite having all the same save files, it was telling me I hadn't taken any of the pictures. So that wasn't going to happen. Because one of the photos you had to take was of Murray, but he had to be asleep at the time. So, you know, there's only one scene in the entire game when he's actually asleep, so if you were to skip past that without knowing you needed the photo, which of course obviously I did, you'd be in a little bit of trouble. Fruit peel? Who keeps fruit? That looks like full fruit.
Apples. Probably poisoned.
That was weird. Oh, my bad, sorry.
Huh, what have we got here? Bloody greetings from the murder village. See Blackmere Castle and die. Hello and goodbye with the Gordons. Quite a one-sided selection of cards.
So hopefully, like I said, like now I can't click on it again. So if I needed this thing for a photo, now I would be screwed. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they fix that in this game, but who knows.
This is information about all the attractions Willow Creek has to offer. The Murder Museum. The crime scene route including a flying visit to the pub and a group photo in front of the castle. I don't really want to know anymore. Huh. Blackmere Castle in poster format. I wonder who would hang this kind of thing above their bed.
I don't know, someone who's really interested in the Blackmere murders.
The Willow Creek Telegraph. The guests need to be kept up to date with what the murderer is up to.
What? I mean...
Big trolley for the masses of baggage the tourists that flock through here have with them. Murray always did have a bit of a tendency towards delusions of grandeur.
You don't know him that well. All you know for sure is he's a greedy asshole. Like in the previous game, I was more willing to defend him, because in the previous game, up until the point where he sells us out to the Order, which it could be my fault. I may have missed something that told you that Murray was part of the Order. Maybe they did mention his name and I just didn't realize that. But anyways, I was willing to defend him up until that point because, yes, he's kind of sleazy, but he is at the end of the day a businessman and this is his livelihood. But intentionally lying to the police just makes you a scumbag. I mean, not only is he just lying to the police, then he's trying to extort things from poor Darren here for no reason. Well, I guess he has a reason. It's just not a very good reason. I don't really want to talk to Murray again. His voice is unpleasant.
There's nothing for you in there.
I don't remember this being in the previous game. Maybe, I wonder if it cut off so you couldn't see this part. Oh, I wonder if he finished the back rooms, because it was boarded off last time we came through here. Oh, I guess we just go straight to a different... Hello. Just go straight to a different, corridor.
Lifted clean off its hinges. They were probably broken.
Well, I guess I'll go to my room real quick.
The room looks almost exactly the same as the other one I had 3 weeks ago. I bet Murray got a discount on the interior decoration.
All hotel rooms look almost identical. Right? Unless you go to a hotel, like, that specializes in having unique designs in each one, like they're like high-class ones. Most, like, run-of-the-mill hotels all have identical-looking rooms.
There's only atmospheric noise. You probably have to pay extra to get TV channels.
Although I suppose maybe he's harping on the fact that Murray insisted that this was a much better room. Perhaps that was what he was talking
I'm
about.
already in my own horror film.
There's more to watch on TV than just horror movies.
An antiquated thing for antiquated backsides.
You're
They've
weird,
covered
bro.
up the ugly gray carpet with an even uglier beige carpet. Great idea.
I'm guessing the bed is shoved against the back wall.
A couple of standard pictures from a catalog hanging on the otherwise bare wall. A couple of standard...
Okay.
The only thing I brought with me from Boston is a jacket, and I keep that on day and night. This thing is completely useless to me.
Are they trying to justify the fact that he's always wearing the same jacket? There's very few games I play where I've ever seen a character change their clothes. Actually, I can't think of a single game I played where a character in-game changes their clothes. Because, like, the closest thing to that I could think of would be, like, changing your outfit in, like, Skyrim or in Fallout. But very rarely does the character, like, just change clothes. That's weird. Also, he had a backpack with him when he came. Apparently he didn't bring anything in the backpack. But he did have a backpack when he first showed up.
The floor plan of the hotel. All of the rooms are drawn on it. Huh. Murray's office is right next to my room.
Oh, I bet that was a coincidence. Well, let's head to the back area. Oh,
Back there's just a little sitting area. 2 armchairs, a table, a shelf with books. Boring.
oh, okay. So I guess those are just... I thought I was going to talk to these guys. I guess not. That's interesting. They've definitely amped it up a little bit, because that was... Aside from the 2 German tourists, you don't really see... There wasn't really, like, a whole lot of characters that were running around. If they weren't... If you couldn't speak to them, they really weren't there. But now we've got the 2 old ladies... We got the scared old lady who ran out of the store. Okay. Yeah, that crow is...
There are a few steps leading down behind the hotel. There are a few
Oh, I guess I can't go down there. That crow is definitely following us. That's definitely a bad sign. Oh, there you go. I think every time I enter a new area, or every time I enter an area, the crow goes off, huh? Oh, the one place I would have expected to hear the crow.
I've no idea where that...
Okay, he doesn't want to go there. That goes to the lighthouse, and this goes back to the castle. So... Oh, the diary substitute, that's right. Oh, I wonder if I have to go take the picture. I don't have a knife, though. And I can't buy a knife because... What's her face? Abaya? Was that her name? Sorry, this is actually like 2 days later I'm playing, so I'm trying to remember everything. I think her name was Abaya. The lady running the shop took all of the,
That's the road to Warmhill, Willow Creek's neighboring village. Well, village is a little bit of an exaggeration, but at least there's a church there. I don't want to walk there, though. Well, I have no reason to.
Abaya, I'm gonna keep calling her that until I get told otherwise. Took all of the knives out of the store after we showed up.
Murray wants a posed photo. Oh, he's even put a knife in the Samuel Gordon rucksack for me to use. A rucksack with a contorted image of my father's face on it. I'm not sure Murray's actually allowed to sell crap like this. Whatever. I'll sue him for that later. First of all, let's see what's inside.
I didn't even think to open it. It's a lighter. Why is it already bloody? Oh, I guess it's just a fake bloody knife, would be my guess. Yep. And then there's another one of those. Now the name, like the last name thing, I don't think is illegal. Like, if you tried to sell the whole thing as Samuel Gordon's Palace, I think that would be a problem, but I think since it's just the last name, it's okay. But I'm pretty damn certain you're not allowed to sell something that has somebody else's image on it, because it's your face, so you are already the copyright holder. Again, this is over there, so I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's how it works, at least in America, is that you can't just sell images of other people's face. Okay, so... Oops. Let's take this stupid photo. How am I going to pose it? I don't have a...
Oh, well, here goes
Am I just going to take a
nothing.
selfie with this thing? A selfie with the Polaroid camera is going to be the most awkward thing ever. Yeah, that's so awkward. Whatever. Okay, so I mean my... Oh, look at me go! Yeah, I do run on the map! Oh, look at me go! Oh yeah, since I gotta bring Victoria evidence that I didn't, in fact, try and murder her and everybody else around her, I think I have to give him this in exchange. I bet he's gonna be like, no, that's not good enough. Do a different one.
So there, you've got your stupid photo. Happy?
Oh, I can hardly recognize a thing.
Me in front of the castle as agreed? Okay, off to the cops, Murray.
I'm sure you know how important my exonerating statement in the Valley murder case is.
Murray,
Okay, I'll take it.
first go to the police station.
All right, then, I'll go today. I'm an honorable businessman.
No, you're not.
And I'm a possessed madman.
I suggest taking a rest in your room first, and then when you wake up, everything will have been sorted with the police.
It really could use some sleep.
I don't like that suggestion. I don't like that he's actively suggesting that I go be unconscious anywhere near him. I do not trust him. No sane person would trust him. Plus, he has the key to my room. It's not like he doesn't. If you're smart, you're going to push that chair there.
May as well put away the stuff I don't want to carry around with me.
There's a note on my ground. Hold on. Who says I don't want to carry that with me? There's a letter.
Huh. Someone shoved something under the door.
How quickly did someone figure out this is where I'm staying and this is my room?
I can help you prove your innocence because I believe in your innocence. But I have to be able to trust you too. We can't meet yet, which is why I'm just gonna send you clues. If you want to take up my offer, then you'll find the first lead at your father's grave.
Okay. Okay. So, this might be the most obvious location for, you know, him to stay at, since it's the only hotel in the area and he's not allowed to leave the area. But how'd they figure out so quickly which room was mine? I was only gone for as long as it took him to walk over to the castle, which, granted, looks like it was a long time, or it was a long ways away, so maybe it took a while. But still, that was like really fast. Like, they would have had to stalk me here, watch me come into this room, figure out, so then be like, oh, this must be his room. That, or they had to threaten Murray into giving me that information, or giving them the information. But he wouldn't give me information last game about where Angelina was. Oh, but I wonder if that wasn't so much because he's a businessman, but because he's working with the Order. And the Order was on to Angelina. Interesting.
Huh. That's a bit confusing. Who's this message from? Murray? He doesn't have an interest in proving my innocence. And anyway, he would just tell me himself. But who else knows I'm living here in the hotel? I need to follow this up carefully.
There you go.
I gotta find out where the graveyard is around here.
Okay, so I guess I'm not taking that nap. Alright, never mind then. I thought it was weird that I was going to take a nap considering there's no bed to click on. I'm going out. Don't be a douchebag. Why are you wearing a visor? You're inside. You have control over how bright it is in here. You own the place. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, Murray, but it's like perpetually overcast around here. Okay, don't need to go there. The museum is still closed, I think, because it's still got the letter on the front. So I didn't want to carry the backpack, and I didn't want to carry the fake soul shard thing, but I did want to keep the bloody plastic knife on hand. Interesting choice. Very interesting choice. That's funny. Oh, shit, I should have asked Murray. Oh, duh. I should just ask Murray where the local graveyard is. Where am I going? I mean, I guess I could probably ask Winterbottom, but I know there's a couple things.
Murray, my favorite hotelier. Obliging, helpful, polite, and always on the lookout to maximize his profits on the back of crime.
I didn't expect for him to go into a monologue about Murray. I just know I need to go talk to Murray.
Hi, Murray.
Oh, the esteemed Mr. Michaels. What's on your mind?
It's Adrian Gordon, by the way.
Do you know the inspector, Mr. Spooner?
Oh, yes, I certainly do. He was here twice. Took half the hotel apart. A terribly inconsiderate fellow.
Oh, you should get
But
along.
good for business, too. How often, as a tourist, do you have the chance to see this kind of an investigation firsthand? Unfortunately, he confiscated all of your and Miss Angelina's personal effects. Means I can only display replicas in the museum.
Tch, what bad luck.
Well, if you were smart, considering the fact that you have no sources of income here, you would team up with him. Be like, hey, you give me like 20%, and I'll give you like the actual items. I'll give you my actual things. I'll take some goofy photos for you. But you're clearly not an entrepreneur, so.
So, anything exciting
But
happened?
then again, you did witness a
You
bunch of
mean
people die,
apart
so.
from Miss Valley's murder and a castle burning down and 3 people losing their lives? Well, the fair's finished. In its place, we now have a new exhibition in the Willow Creek Museum of Modern Murder. It's opening in a few days. Oh, you should definitely see that. It's worth it.
Oh yeah. For you? Most definitely.
I mean, then again, I mean, if you did witness, you know, several murders, maybe you aren't going to be too keen on, you know, helping somebody capitalize on that, I guess. But you can't say, or at least I wouldn't say, that he's angry on, or he shouldn't be angry on behalf of his family. He didn't know the Gordons. Like, he didn't know them. That's insane. Why? Like, back at the police station when he gets pissy with Spooner for whatever it was he said about the Gordons, he was like, that's my family. Dude, calm down. You didn't know them. Don't be angry on their behalf. You had one conversation with your mom. Your sister was batshit insane, seduced you, and then tried to kill you. I mean, your dad was dead. Your dad killed your mom. Maybe, or tried to kill your mom, my bad. Tried to kill your mom, so why don't you calm down? You've had 2 conversations with Victoria, and one of them is basically her telling you she doesn't trust you. Get the hell away from her.
Murray, do you know where the local graveyard is?
A graveyard? Didn't you want to take a rest?
I'm not up for resting anymore.
I'm sure you can't mean the graveyard behind the hotel. It's being redone right now.
It's being what?
I've had it removed for the time being, so I can relocate it in a sensational new setting. It means I can charge more for some of the rooms, with views over the Gordon graveyard.
You've had the Gordon family graves leveled?
To be quite honest, there was only Lothar Gordon's grave there, the founder of the original sanatorium. The family crypt is in the churchyard at Wormhill.
Ah, right. In Warm Hill, then.
I mean, I guess if he owns the land, he can legally do that, but it just feels really like that. That's just an extra level of shitty thing to do. Leave the dead to rest, man.
But you know I had nothing to do with the fire, don't you?
Yes, well, according to the papers...
Yeah, the British tabloid press is world-renowned for its believability.
Well, of course, they don't always have the whole truth in there, but the headlines do help me to keep the hotel going.
In this case, at my expense.
What tabloid has the whole truth? What tabloid isn't lying to you? I don't care where you go. If you're reading a tabloid or a newspaper, it's gonna be filled with, skewed misinformation. That's just how it is.
The woods around Willow Creek are pretty gloomy.
The woods are quite exceptional, I'll have you know. Full of ghosts and demons, if you like to believe the local folklore. The perfect backdrop for all of the grisly murders that have happened here and are, regrettably, yet to come.
I hope you're one of them.
Wait, right?
I've lived here long enough to know that patience is a virtue.
Why don't you go out and kill a few people yourself if you're so hot on it all?
I'm a businessman, not a murderer. A small but absolutely fine distinction, Mr. Michaels.
What? 3 people being murdered wasn't good enough for you? The freaking castle being set on fire isn't good enough for you? It just happened.
Is this note here from you?
Pardon? No, I speak to my guests personally when I've got something for them.
Was there anyone here asking for me earlier?
No, you're simply not well known enough. That'll soon change, believe me.
See you, Murray.
Back to work.
Can't wait. Yes, hello, Mr. Crow. Okay, I want to go over here, so I think my fastest route would be click here. I love watching him run on that little map. That is so adorable. And then go here, right? Aw, well this is pretty. Can I take a picture of this? This is nice. Oh, come on.
According to the map, this stream's called Old Wansford. It's really overgrown back there. And foggy, too. It wouldn't surprise me if some undead ghouls suddenly started staggering about.
Okay. I guess let's just keep on keeping on then. Oh, there's another little path. Okay, beaten track or road. Well, let's...
Why should I go into the middle of it?
Okay, fine. Be a spoil sport. Oh, wow, they've got a few more graves since the last time we were here. Why would you put graves? Maybe there's a road there and it's just perspective is weird, but it almost looks like they're like in the way of getting to the door. I guess let's go to the church door. Was this big glass one? Big glass window here last time? It's been a while since I've seen this. Maybe it was, and I'm just misremembering. It was also very dark and rainy all the time I was there, if I remember correctly.
Who's that? That doesn't look like the priest.
Well, and he's in there giving a confession. It's the confessional. Don't go bothering them. Oh, wait, no, he's sleeping.
Hey, you there. Good morning.
What the? Oh, I'm sorry, lad. I must have nodded off.
In the confession
I thought he was
box?
dead.
The bench has a cushion on it, at least.
You're not the priest, are you?
God forbid. I'm Mark, the grave digger.
I vaguely remember him saying something about the previous gravedigger in the last game, but I don't remember what it was. Because they didn't give him a name. In the first game, he was just the gravedigger.
You don't happen to know, being the gravedigger and all, where Samuel Gordon's grave is? He must have been buried in 1981.
That's a tough one, lad. So many people died here 12 years ago. Good and evil alike in the strangest of circumstances. I really can't remember who ended up here. You'd be better off talking to Father Frederick, the priest. Perhaps he can remember.
You don't remember where an infamous serial killer was buried in your grave? Or in the graveyard? How is he still alive? Damn.
Where would I find the priest then?
Today? Well, you won't find him at all. He left around midday. Some conference or other. Supposed to be back by noon tomorrow, though.
That is the second time in these games, because we didn't meet him last game, but he was there in the first game, and both times so far he's just been gone when we came to find him the first time.
It's quite a woody area.
That's also supposed to be the reason it's such a bloody area.
The evil of the woods? People around here read too many horror stories.
Or have experienced it themselves. Have you been in the woods here at night?
No.
They say there's plenty to see. Murderous lords of the castle. The undead. Mordred's voracious hellhounds. There are many stories about it. Probably as many stories as there are people here.
The woods around Willow Creek strike me as being particularly creepy.
Yes, and the number of wild boars in there is uncanny. I've known them to trample down my fences to get at the clientele. But I've got some crafty traps set up. I'm looking forward to having a roast. The priest gave his permission.
I wasn't gonna ask about it, man.
Can you tell me anything about the church?
What do you mean then, lad? Who built it? It certainly wasn't me, even if I might look that old. Must have been around the time Marcus Gordon was alive. Have you seen the dark part of the tower up there?
Yes.
He ran out of stone, and they say he took stones from his castle walls to finish it off. Demolished his own castle to finish the church.
A model Christian.
Perhaps his time was running out. Got himself buried in there in the end.
A crypt that's 100 feet tall with an altar and a bell tower, all for him alone. What a modest man.
All those toffs are. No, he treated himself to an extra crypt underneath the nave. But it caved in 12 years ago. Nobody can get in there anymore.
I mean, not with that attitude, you can't.
You must have a lot to do around here, being the gravedigger.
Oh, that's right. My job here is quite secure.
Okay, I guess that's all he has to say about that.
What is it you actually do all day?
answer stupid questions.
I mean, digging graves can't be all you do.
Yeah, you're right, lad. I don't just dig. I repair things too, keep the church in order, guard the graves. And if you think that the weeds grow on their own around here, then think again. It ain't weeds, and it don't grow on its own. But who's interested anyway?
What did you mean by that? You guard the graves?
Well, because of the clientele. So they don't get dug up by dogs and the like.
Which dogs?
Well, strays from around here. For them, a graveyard is like
An underground hot dog stand?
Yeah, exactly. With bloody tough sausages.
Really? So, these starving wild animals are somehow digging 6 feet down and then breaking through these caskets? That seems unlikely.
Do you know Wormhill well?
Of course, but it's just a few houses on the back of the woods. There's more life in here, I tell you. Are you looking for something in particular?
No, I'm just trying to get an idea of the place.
Looking around this graveyard would give you a better idea of the place. And should you want to reserve yourself a spot here, then let me know. I recommend the southern slope. That's the best location.
Thanks for the tip, but I'm in no hurry to die just yet.
But maybe it's in a hurry to come and get you.
I
Alrighty.
better be going.
Keep your eyes peeled, lad.
Okay, I guess I'm leaving that spot. Alrighty then. Well, I'm pretty proud of us. I say we've made some pretty darn good progress. Met a creepy old man, We got to a new village. Hopefully made some progress with our innocents, although we don't know yet because they're kind of jerks, so... Or they. Murray, so is the detective, but Murray's kind of being an asshole about it, and so he may not actually clear us. So, I guess we'll find out in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.